Alright, welcome to part 2 of your Google Charts tutorial. In part 1, what we did is we made a very simple pie chart using the pizza that you ate last night, and we changed the colors on the chart to show that we could customize it. But in this tutorial, we're going to learn how to customize it a lot more because, well, that's something that we would like to do. So, first thing first is we're going to go to the Google Developers page again. And you'll notice the navigation on the side here, the overview, we covered that last time. And if you expand the chart gallery, you're going to see all the charts that Google Charts has to offer. There's also, I've never even heard of half of these things. There's like area charts. What the heck is this? Oh, that's what that is. Those are diff charts. I don't even. Okay. All right. Obviously, there's lots. There's lots of charts here. Ooh, you're gonna get a cool little gauge. That's neat. But we're gonna go back to the pie chart that we made last time. So let's go to pie charts. And then here's the API documentation for the pie chart. And we're going to go to where it says configuration options, because we actually did most of this, and you can look at the tutorials yourself if you want to learn how to do that. But this stuff's pretty simple. So let's go to configuration options. Now you've already played with one of these. You've already played with the colors configuration option. And if you notice, or if you remember, the way that you did that was when you created your chart, first you created the data table, and then you created a set of options for the chart to pass into it when you drew it. Okay, those options were title, width, height, and we added one, we added colors. Now this object here of options, this can be as big as you want. So you could theoretically, if you really wanted to go crazy, you could add all of these into the options and you could customize pretty much everything about the chart. But let's just add on to it a little bit just to show that we can do this. So let's check out the background color. The name of the property is background color. It's got this description. Let's change that around. So we got to remember to add our comma. We're going to copy it exactly as it's written using camel notation. And it says it could be either a string or an object. So let's just use strings for now. Normally you'd want to use, hex colors, but we'll just use strings because that's easier. Let's change it to black and see what happens. Well, clearly that's not very good. So we don't want to have it be black. Let's put it back to white. No. All right. So the black color didn't work. Let's try a blue color. And I want to get a pretty specific blue color here. So we're going to first type this in. Let's try like a light blue color. I'm a fan of light blue. What about you? Let's see if this works. I don't know if that'll work. Oh, look at that. Light blue does work. Okay, now we're getting there. We can leave that, but you'll notice, the blue looks kind of nice with the red and the orange palette that we've done, but, this black text here, that's not really working for me. We probably want to turn that into white text, and maybe we could even change this blue to like a navy blue. Oh, nope, they didn't like navy blue. Let's just change it to a regular blue. That's hideous. Okay, we need to clearly make it someplace between a light blue and a navy blue, so let's do our favorite, this thing. Let's see how that looks. Ah, there we go. Great. Okay. Now we need to change the title of the color of the title text. So let's go back to our documentation. Let's see if we can find it. It's probably going to be like title color, title text style. So this one's pretty complicated. Check this out. It says an object that specifies the title text style, and this is the format of it. Now, I don't think you need to have all of this. You can, just change whatever you want about it. But let's experiment. Let's do a little bit of experimentation and see. So we're going to copy what it says here. Now, this is an array, if you remember. So to do an object, we need to do curly braces. We want to change the color. change it to white. See what happens. All right, no idea if this will work. Let's find out. Hey, we did it. All right, so the title works, but now the legend, the color of the legend is not quite working for me, so we need to change that too. Let's see. Legend text style. Looks like it's the same thing. So we can kind of do legend text style. Color, we'll keep it white. There we go. Right, so this is looking a lot better, but you know what? The navy blue is just too dark for me. I think we need to lighten it up a little bit. So we're going to go to our hex color selector on W3 Schools. We need some help, W3 Schools. Whoa, man. This is what we need. Okay. We want like a lightish blue here. Let's see. Now we're talking. Let's try this one. 47B5FF. 47B5FF. Look at that. Much better. Okay. So that's looking good. But, you know, I'm not crazy about this font. Let's give the font a change on the title and the legend. So we have to go back to our documentation real quick and check that out. So there's, the object things are separated by commas. So we need to do comma, font name. And I want to change it to Gill Sans just because Apple uses that one and it looks good. And this is kind of Apple's color theme minus the orange. Oh, now we're looking good. Okay. Finally, I don't think I like the size of the background here. You know, this is kind of big, but I'm not sure what's going to happen if we make the graph smaller. Will the chart itself get smaller, or is it going to get rid of this extra space? It's too much space for me. So let's see what happens. Sure enough, it does get smaller. So there must be a way to fix that. Let's go back to our documentation. Well, there's the legend position, although this only specifies whether it's to the right or whatnot, so that's not really going to work. Aha! Here's what we're looking for. Chart area left, top, width, and height. Okay, it looks like the chart area, well, I'm not sure. Let's figure it out. We'll see what happens. Again, no promises. That's why we do trial and error. You always got to experiment. So let's change the chart area width. Let's change it to be 200. Let's see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if that actually changed anything. Nope, that didn't change anything. Oh, well, duh. Oh, no, that should have worked. Well, it looks like we're going to need to do a little bit more experimentation to figure this one out. Anyway, the point is, with a little bit more, I don't want to take too much time on the video, but with enough time, you could figure out how to change, you know, the size of where this is placed within this box, because you know I don't like the space. And the point is, you now have the tools to go ahead and figure that out for yourself, as well as anything else that you'd like. So that concludes the tutorial for Google Charts. What's a great idea now is to see if you can make a different chart. They all take different data structures. For example, if you look at line charts, their data structure is a little bit different in that first is the x-axis, and then second is the sets of charts that you want to put on the y-axis. So it's a little bit different. And every chart's like that. But the point is you could use almost any way to represent the data that you want, and Google Charts does it really well. And now that you have the ability to configure it the way you want it to, you'll be able to get it looking great. And the last piece for those of you who really want to get ahead is to go to the Advanced Usage tab and look at how they customize charts. Okay, you can actually change even more things than is documented. Things like crosshairs, you can change what's going on with the axes. You know, it gets pretty neat. But chances are you're not going to need too much more than what we've covered here. Right? Hope you enjoyed watching, and happy coding.